Tributes are pouring in for Dr. Chye, one of Singapore's founding fathers. He died this morning at the age of 90. Dr. To was the first chairman of the ruling People's Action Party, and he served as a cabinet minister from 1959 to 1981, 9 of those years as deputy prime minister. Well, his wake is being held at his home at Greenview Crescent, and our reporter Imelda Saad joins us from there. Well, Imelda, a steady stream of mourners today. What more can you tell us?
Well, yes, William. I've been here since about 12:30 this afternoon, and there has been a steady stream of people visiting here at Dr. Chye's wake at his home. They include Deputy Prime Minister Chye, former cabinet ministers, as well as former members of parliament. In fact, just a few minutes ago, former MP Tan Cheng Bock, who was also a candidate in the recent presidential election, had just arrived. Now, just a while ago, President Tony Tan was here, and he spoke to the media, and he said that Dr. Chye's death is a great loss for Singapore. He said Dr. To played a pivotal role in the founding of the ruling People's Action Party at a time when the party's existence was at stake. He said that Dr. To had steered the party safely from treacherous waters. Now, I also spoke to Mr. Tan Soo Koon, who was the former Speaker of the House, who said that Dr. Chye inspired many members of Parliament, and a lot of MPs learned from him because he was a rich treasure of experience. Now, what I can tell you is that Dr. Chye died peacefully in his sleep at about 9:30 this morning. I was told that his health had deteriorated since his daughter died in 2009. But even that, he was hosting a Chinese New Year lunch for a group of former grassroots leaders from Rochor constituency, for which he was a member of parliament there on the second day of Chinese New Year. And although weak, I was told that his mind was very much still alert. And outside of politics, his personal assistant described him as a compassionate boss, and his son-in-law described him as a doting grandfather to his 4 grandchildren, aged between 4 and 15. Now, for more on what happened throughout the day, let's take a look at this video.
It was a solemn occasion for those who knew Dr. Chye and those impacted by his influence. Deputy Prime Minister Chye said Singapore owes Dr. To a great deal for his contributions.
He struck me as a very passionate person, very fiery speaker, with great belief in the things that he stood for.
Paying tribute too was President Tony Tan Keng Yam, who remembered Dr. To as a man who made lasting contributions to Singapore's political development and progress.
Dr. To always worked fiercely for what he believed in. And I think this is what younger Singaporeans should try and take away.
Former Member of Parliament Ho Giok Chu said she knew Dr. To from the day she accompanied her father and some of the old guards for what was called Dr. To's lunch. The men would reminisce about Singapore's early days.
We sort of always enjoyed his conversations with us because he provided rich recollection of Singapore in the early days, and came to understand and better appreciate government policies that were made during that time.
Dr. To's personal assistant also recalled his passion for service.
He's different. He had feeling. He cared. He will look after his own people.
Dr. To's loved ones remembered his concern for family.
He's a nice person, and he loved and cared the grandchildren. So he concerned of grandchildren's study.
Former Foreign Minister George Yeo, who entered Parliament the same time Dr. To left, said he was a great repository of knowledge.
He left an imprint on me. Kindly gentleman, clear in his views.
Dr. To's funeral will be held at Mandai Crematorium on Tuesday.
And Dr. To's